The Aramaic and Palestinian Targum, Deuteronomy chapter 33, Torah portion, Vizoth Habarakah. And this is the order of the benedictions wherewith Moshe the prophet blessed the children of Israel before he died. And he said, The Lord shall reveal at Sinai to give the law unto his people of Beth Israel. And the splendour of the glory of his Shekinah rose from Gebal to give itself to the sons of Esau, but they received it not. It shined forth in majesty and glory from Mount Paran to give itself to the sons of Ishmael, but they received it not. It returned and revealed itself in holiness unto his people of Beth Israel, and with him 10,000 times 10,000 holy angels. He wrote with his own right hand, and gave them his law and his commandments out of the flaming fire. Jerusalem text says, This is the benediction wherewith Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the children of Israel before he should be gathered. And he said, The Lord was revealed from Sinai to give the law unto his people of Beth Israel. He arose in his glory upon the mountain of Shur to give the law to the sons of Esau. But after they found that it was written therein, Thou shalt do no murder, they would not receive it. He revealed himself in his glory oil, the mountain of Gebala, to give the law to the sons of Ishmael. But when they found that it was written therein, Ye shall not be thieves, they would not receive it. Again did he reveal himself upon Mount Sinai, and with him 10,000s of holy angels. And the children of Israel said, All that the word of the Lord hath spoken we will perform and obey. And he stretched forth his hand from the midst of the flaming fire, and gave the law to his people. And whatever hath befallen to the nations hath been done because he loved his people of Beth Israel, and all of them he called to be saints, to stand in the place of his sanctuary. And when they observed the precepts of the law, they were conducted at the foot of the glorious cloud. They rested and encamped according to the dictate of the word. The sons of Israel said, Moshe commanded us the law, and gave it for an heritage to the tribes of Jacob. And he was king in Israel. When the chiefs of the people were gathered together, the tribes of Israel were obedient to him. Jerusalem text says, is it not all manifest and known before him, that neither the sons of Esau nor of Ishmael would receive the law? Nevertheless, because he loved his people of Beth Israel, which are the sons of Israel, as myriad of the holy angels, though he brought upon them many corrections, they rested not, nor detested from the doctrine of the law. And behold, they were conducted and brought at the foot of his cloud, and went forward and encamped according to his word. The sons of Israel said, Moshe commanded us the law. He gave it for an inheritance and possession to the congregations of the house of Jacob. And a king shall arise from the house of Jacob. When the heads of the people gather together, unto him shall the tribes of Israel be obedient. Let Reuben live in this world, nor die the second death, which the wicked die in the world to come. And let his youths be numbered with the young men of his brethren of Israel. Jerusalem text says, Let Reuben live in this world, nor die the second death with the wicked in the world to come, and let his youths be with the men in number. This is the benediction of the tribe of Yehuda, or known as Judah, conjoined with the portion and benediction of his brother Shimeon. And thus he spake, Receive, O Lord, the prayer of Yehuda, when he goeth forth unto war, and bring thou him back from war unto his people in peace. Let his hand take vengeance on his enemies, and be thou his help and support against his foes. And Moshe the prophet blessed the tribe of Levi and said, With perfections and lights hast thou robed Aaron, the man whom thou didst find devout before thee, whom thou didst try in the temptation, and he was sincere, and didst prove at the contention waters at Rechem, and he was found faithful. The tribe of Levi go forth to the service of the tabernacle, and separate themselves from their dwellings, saying of their fathers and mothers, I have not regarded them, and of their brethren. Since we were of 30 years, we have not known them or their children, for that they abide 20 years in their charge, according to thy word, and keep the service of the holy covenant. Apt are they in teaching the orders of thy judgments to them of Beth Jacob, and thy law to them of Beth Israel. Their brethren and priests put incense on the censers to restrain the plague in the day of thy wrath, and offer up the burnt sacrifice with acceptance at thy altar. Bless, Lord, the sacrifice of the house of Levi, who give the 10th of the 10th, and the oblation of the hand of Elijah the priest, which he will offer at Mount Carmela. Receive thou with acceptance. Break the loins of Ahab his enemy, at the neck of the false prophets who rise up against him, that the enemies of Johanan the high priest may not have a foot to stand. Jerusalem text reads, And Moshe the prophet blessed the tribe of Levi and said, With the Uriah and Tummaiah hast thou clothed Aaron the saint, whom thou didst try, and he was steadfast in the temptation, and whom thou didst prove at the waters of contention in Rechem, and he was found faithful. For of the tribe of Levi it may be said, He respected not the face of his own father and mother in the judgment of Tamar, and knew not his brother in the matter of the golden calf, nor towards his own children was he moved with mercy in the work of Zimri, for they have kept the word of thy mouth, and have been ready to fulfill the decree of thy law. Apt are they to teach the orders of thy judgments to them of Beth Jacob, and the decree of thy law to the congregations of the tribe of Israel. They put the goodly Amoraic incense on the censer to restrain thy anger, and offer the perfect sacrifice with acceptance at thy altar. Bless, Lord, the substance of the tribe of Levi, and receive with favour the oblation of his hand. Break thou the loins of his enemies, that his adversaries may fall and rise no more. Moshe the prophet blessed the tribe of Benjamin and said, The beloved of the Lord shall abide in safety with him. He will protect him all the days, and his Shekinah will dwell within his borders. Jerusalem text says, Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Benjamin and said, The beloved of the Lord shall abide with confidence by him. He will protect him all the days, and within his borders will dwell the glory of the Shekinah of the Lord. And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Joseph and said, The land of Joseph shall be blessed from before the Lord. From the bounty of the heavens shall it have goodly fruit, from the dew and the rain that come down from above. and from the bounty of the fronts of the deep, which rise up and flow, and with good fruitage, to water the herbage from beneath. Age and produce, that the earth maketh perfect by the aid, bringing out of the sun, and with the bounty of the first fruits of the trees, which the ground yieldeth in the beginning of month after month, and with the good through the birthright, ordainedness of the mountain tops. Him at the beginning by the benediction of the fathers who resemble the mountains, and with the goodness of the hills, who produce faileth not, which was given him in heritage by the benedictions of the mothers of old, who resemble the hills, and with the goodness of the excellent fruits of the earth, and its fullness, and the favour towards him of Eloah, who revealed himself to Moshe at the bush in the glory of his Shekinah. Let all these blessings be combined, and be made a diadem of grandeur for the head of Joseph. A diadem of grandeur for the head of Joseph, and for the brow of the man who was chief and rule in the land of Mizraim, and was the glory and honour of his brethren. The birthright had belonged to Reuben, but was taken from him, and given to Joseph at the beginning. From thence comes the splendour of his glory and praise. For it may not be that a man should work the ground with the firstling of his herd. So are not the children of Joseph to be reduced to servitude among the kingdoms. And as a reamer pushes with his horns the beasts of the wilderness, so will the sons of Joseph predominate together among the peoples in all the ends of the earth. Myriads will be slain by Gila, by Hosea ben Nun, who hath arisen from the house of Ephraim, and thousands of the Midianites by Gideon bar Joash, who will be of the tribe of Manasseh. The Jerusalem text reads, And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Joseph and said, Blessed be the land of Joseph before the Lord with the blessing of the dew and the rain that came down from the heavens above, with the blessings of the fountains of the deep which well up from the earth beneath. Bounteous produce will it yield from the good provision of the sun, and will ripen its first fruits at the beginning of month and month. It aboundeth in fruitfulness for the righteousness' sake of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the holy fathers who are like the mountains, and for the merit of Sarah, Rebekah, Rahel, and Leah, the four mothers who are like the hills. It bringeth forth richly from the excellence of the earth and its fullness, and by the good will of him who caused the glory of his Shekinah to dwell in the bush. Let all these blessings come, and be a crown upon the head of Joseph, and upon the brow of the man who ruled in the land of Mizraim, and was the brightness of his brother's glory. The birthright, kingdom, and honour are Joseph's. For as it may not be that one should work with the firstling among cattle, nor bring the horns of the reamer into servitude, but as the ox and reamer push with their horns, so this people, the sons of the tribe of Joseph, going out to battle against their enemies, shall slaughter kings and princes. Myriads of the Amorah will be slain by Yahushua ben Nun, who is of the tribe of Beni Ephraim. Thousands of the Midianites will be slain by Gideon bar Joash, who is of the tribe of Beni Manasseh. And Moshe the prophet blessed the tribe of Zebulun and said, Rejoice, O house of Zebulun, in your going forth for your commerce, and you, O house of Issachar, in the tabernacles of your schools. Many people shall pray at the mountain of the sanctuary. Thither will they bring their oblations of truth, for they dwell by the side of the great sea. They are nourished with its dainties, and they take the shellfish and dye with the blood in purple the threads of their vestments. And from the sands make mirrors and vessels of glass, for the treasures of their coasts are discovered to them. Jerusalem text reads, Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Zebulun and said, Rejoice, O ye of the house of Zebulun, when you go out upon your commerce. Ye of the house of Issachar, rejoice when you come in unto your houses of learning. Behold, this people of the house of Zebulun will come together to the mountain of the sanctuary to offer true oblations, for they eat the revenue of the seas, and the treasures hidden in the sands are disclosed unto them. Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Gad, and said, Blessed be he who hath made wide the border of Gad, who reposeth as a lion in his habitation. But when he goeth out to battle against his adversaries, he slayeth kings and rulers, and his slaughtered ones are known from all the slain. For he striketh off the arm with the crown of the head. And he saw that the land was good, and took his portion among the first. For there was a place strewn with precious stones and pearls. For there is the place where Moshe the prophet is hidden, who, as he went in and out at the head of the people in this world, will go in and out in the world that cometh, because he wrought righteousness before the Lord, and taught others of the judgments to the house of Israel his people. The Jerusalem text reads, And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Gad, and said, Blessed is he who hath made wide the border of Gad. He reposeth and inhabiteth as a lion and a lioness, nor will there be any kingdom or people who can stand before him. And when he goeth forth in war against his enemies, he slaughtereth are known among the slain by the head being cut away unto the arm. And he saw at the beginning that a place had been prepared there for a sepulchre, a place strewn with precious stones and pearls, where Moshe the prophet, the scribe of Israel, was to be hidden, who, as he went in and out at the head of the people in this world, so will he go in and out in the world to come, because he wrought righteousness before the Lord, and taught the orders of the judgments to the sons of Israel. And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Dan, and said, The tribe of Dan is like a lion's whelp. His land is watered by the streams that flow from Mathnan to his border cometh unto Batania. Jerusalem text reads, And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Dan, and said, The tribe of Dan is like a lion's whelp, and his land is watered from Batania. And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Naphtali, and said, Naphtali is satisfied with favour, and hath delight in the fishes of the sea, which falleth within his portion. And he will be replete with blessings in the fruit of the vale of Gennesareth, which hath been given him from the Lord. He shall inherit the water of Sopheni, Sopheni, and the sea of Tiberia. Jerusalem text reads, And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Naphtali, and said, Naphtali will be satisfied with favour, and be filled with the blessings from the Lord. He will have possession to the west of the sea of Gennesareth, and to the south. And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Asher, and said, Blessed is Asher, the sons of Jacob. He will be accepted to his brethren, and will supply them with provender in the years of release. His border will produce many olives, yielding oil, enough for him to bathe in, even his feet. The tribe of Asher be sound as iron, and their feet strong as brass in walking on the stony rocks. And as the days of the youth, so shall they be strong in their age. And Jerusalem text. And Moshe the prophet of the Lord blessed the tribe of Asher and said, Asher will be blessed of the children. He will be acceptable to his brethren in the release of the land. For his ground shall produce oil like water. Behold, this people of Beth Asher are sound as iron and strong as brass, as the days of the youth will be the days of their old age. There is no God like the God of Israel, whose Shekinah and chariot dwell in the heavens. He will be your helper. He sitteth on his glorious throne in the majesty, in the expanse of the heavens above. The habitation of Eloah is from eternity. By the arm of his power beneath the world is upborne. He will scatter your adversaries before you. He will say by his word, destroy them. And Israel shall dwell safely, as of old, according to the benediction with which Jacob their father did bless them, and whose righteousness sake he will cause them to inherit the good land that yieldeth corn and wine. The heavens also above them will drop with the dews of blessing, and the rains of loving kindness. Happy are you, O Israel, who of all nations are like you, a people saved in the name of the word of the Lord. He is the shield of your help, and his sword the strength of your excellency. And your enemies shall be found liars against you from terror, and you shall tread upon the necks of their kings. Jerusalem text reads, There is none like the God of Israel, whose glorious Shekinah dwelleth in the heavens, and his magnificence in the high expanse. In his abode hath his Shekinah dwelt before they were, and under his power he bringeth the world. And he driveth out your enemies before you, and saith in his word, Let them be destroyed. But Israel shall dwell safely by themselves according to the benediction with which Jacob did bless them, in the land yielding wine and oil. The heavens also above you are bidden to send down upon you dew and the rain. O Israel, happy you are. Who is as you? A people saved before the Lord, the shield of your help, the guardian of your armies, and the trusty sword of your preeminence. Your enemies are to be scattered before you, but you, O Beth Israel, while you give diligence in the law and keep the commandments, shall tread upon the necks of their kings. Blessed be his name. I just want to point out, there's lots to talk about, but isn't it interesting that they separated Judah and Israel? That's prophetic because they were separated later on, as we know. So I just thought that was really fascinating, that it was prophesied back here in the words of Moshe. Holy be his name.